to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben and this is my review for Gremlins Secret of the Mogwai. This is a HBO Max original animated series that has 10 episodes. They're all ranging from about 20 minutes to 25 minutes depending on the episode. I was worried but also excited to see what they had done with this, but is it worth your time? Let's jump in and find out. The adventures of Sam Wing in his youth and Gizmo the Mogwai in China. So it's set in about the 1920s and this animation series definitely goes out of its way to set up some lore of things that we didn't know, hence the title of The Origins. When I went into the first episode, there was this thing that I was worried about, that they would make it too kid friendly, because even if you remember that first film, it's a 15 here in the UK, it has some horror elements and does lean into the grotesque and scariness when it gets into Gizmo being hit with water, feeding them after midnight, and then you know what happens and it becomes Gremlins. And then we had Gremlins 2, which I think is okay, but definitely the first movie stands above. Went into this going, okay, is this going to be any good? And then I cringed a bit because that first episode is very kid friendly. It feels like they're pitching for a very young demographic, and that's fine. Animation, especially, you know, the way it looks, this type of animation generally is for a younger demographic, and it definitely has that feeling throughout the 10 episodes. However, there are moments when you go into subsequent episodes, even at the end of the first episode and jumping into number 2, where you start seeing the story unfold, where our characters have to take Gizmo to his homeland after he's been hunted by a Rasputin type character that wants to control the Gremlins for power and greed and, you know, all the power that they can have. So you get the journey storyline, but it moves away from just being kid-friendly, and because it's establishing the lore, there's some really dark stuff in there. Not just when we're messing with, you know, when they have water dropped to them, or when they mutate and become the actual Gremlins rather than the Gizmo or the Mogwai. I think that's where the adults are going to start being gripped in and understanding that this is not just for kids, it's for everybody, it's for the whole family to find some of that creepiness is still in there, but actually have some good character definition with a journey adventure. I mean, those for me are often my favorite storytelling. You know, they leave the comfort of their homeland, become fish out of water characters, and then, you know, journey, and along the way they will start finding, you know, things that they have to overcome, which is obviously where the adventure comes into and part of that journey. Now, I would say that the 10 episodes are worth watching, bingeable if you can, but also individual story bits, because each of the characters have to learn something about each other as they form a group of people that don't know each other. We have our young character Sam has to learn to be on his own. He's being coddled by his parents somewhat, and as he steps out, his grandfather is the one that's been willing him to experience the world so much. So we have our characters, especially Sam, a fish out of water. And then when we start meeting other of the team members, we start understanding where they come from, and they form a broken team until they have to rely on each other because of who they've been chased by. And I would say the voice work is incredible. Zach Galligan is back voicing a character, but we have a number of others that I think is just incredible. Sandra Oh, who's incredible. AJ LaCasio, who plays Gizmo. We have BD Wong, who plays Han Wing. James Hong, just the legendary actor and voice actor who plays Grandpa. Ming Na Wen, who is brilliant in everything she does, who plays Fon Wing. So there's just an incredible voice cast that are great actors, but also very good at voice acting. And they bring a storytelling adventure that is right for the tempo and tone of the animation. And when it comes to the animation, it's very vibrant, very fast and frenetic color palette that they're trying to give you this adventure for. It is very much a children's series, but there's a lot darker moments in here than I was expecting there to be. There's an example that I will minor spoil it, but just, you know, there's something happens to the grandpa, and what happens to the grandpa, I was taken back. I was like, wow, okay, that's darker than I expected. So I would say if you're watching this with very young ones, do watch it with them and just check that it's, you know, if they're very easily scared in moments, then you might want to watch it with them. But for the most part, I think everybody's going to love what they bring to this, from the score, heightening that, you know, the tension of the adventure that they're going through, from the characters that are defined, not even just the good guys, but spending time on why the bad guy is the way he is. I like that a lot, and seeing more of that lore explained to us, I think that's a lot of fun. I'm glad that they kind of delved into that, where it's set lends itself to adventure, and like I said, that journey is possibly why it's probably one of my favorite genres of storytelling. It's a device that's used to make our characters have to grow up, to learn things along the way, and that's what you get in this animation. So within the short episodes that we get, each of the characters learn stuff, and then there's the wider arc of trying to get Gizmo back to his homeland, to his to get the Mogwai back with the other Mogwais. So I'm not going to spoil anything in terms of what happens, but I definitely want more. I don't know if they'll do more, but this was a fantastic first time into an animation realm of the storytelling of stuff that we didn't really need to know, but it's nice to know. I think kids are going to love this, and I think if you're a fan of the Gremlins originally, you will like what they've done with it. So I'm going to give this a solid 4 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
You got one. Congratulations.
Let me know if you enjoyed this. Did you think it was exciting? Are you going to be watching the subsequent episodes? Thanks to Warner for sending us the screeners. I hope you enjoy this review. If you like our content, look out. We've got loads more coming this week. And obviously, we always do a Patreon and podcast with Movies and Munchies. So check that out. Thanks so much for watching. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.